Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you to celebrate the 10th anniversary of One Piece Burning Blood. So let's get into it. Man, this video is not my gameplay. This is gameplay specifically made by Siaki's Cloud. This is of all the alternates of all the base roster characters. I have another video off to the side of all the DLC characters, but this is not my gameplay. This is from Siaki's Clouds. So I'm gonna put the video link in the comics. So let's get into it. Man, oh man, I love One Piece Burning Blood so much. When I first got into One Piece, there's nothing more than I wanted than a One Piece game and a One Piece movie. Now, there's been One Piece movies existing when I first got into One Piece and games, but I never looked at One Piece movies. I don't know why. When I think about it today, I just don't know why I never looked at One Piece movies, but I just thought they never had a movie. Whenever I looked at One Piece games, I always got Pirate Warriors 1 through 3, and I got a few other results. Like, there was this one game on the Wii that looked like Luffy was holding a Rasengan, but it was like this orb. There was like a few games on the DS, and there's some PS2 games, but other than that, I couldn't really find any other result from One Piece games. So I really wanted to get One Piece Pirate Warriors 1 through 3 because Pirate Warriors looks so cool to me. All my favorite characters and a bunch of characters I didn't know of just taking down like these, like, not gigantic enemies, but like hundreds of enemies at a time. That looked so cool to me, but I couldn't play it. One Piece Pirate Warriors 1 through 3 was specifically on the PlayStation, and as you know, I play on the Xbox, which I can't play that. So I used to just hope that they'll bring 1 through 3 to the Xbox. I didn't think they were gonna make any new One Piece games. And the reason why I thought that at the time when I first got into One Piece was because everywhere I went, nobody knew what One Piece was. The only person that I met that actually knew what One Piece was like one or two of my friends at the time when I was in middle school, but nobody else did. I'll go to like a bunch of different stores asking for like a One Piece T-shirt, a One Piece phone case, a One Piece anything, even like some game stores. I'll ask for something One Piece, and every person I talked to was like, "One Piece, what?" Like they had no idea what it was. So I was like, "Oh man, One Piece must be like super old to where like barely anybody even knows what it is," which kind of sucks, you know. But no, that's not the case. I don't know why. I mean, One Piece is an old anime slash manga, but it's not that old to where it's already finished and nobody knows of it. But the people I talked to had no idea what it was. Why? I don't know. I guess I guess it was just like the most coincidence to where as soon as I go somewhere, I get like the one person I didn't know what it was. So I was like really sad. I couldn't get any One Piece games, so hopefully one can come to the Xbox. But one day, I just randomly went on my mom's phone. Obviously, I asked to do that first. I went on Amazon and I just looked up One Piece games. While I was scrolling around, eventually I ran into One Piece Burning Blood. I saw the cover and everything. I'm like, whoa, what is this? It was funny because I was still in pre-time skip. So whenever I clicked on the thing, I didn't know who Doflamingo and everybody was or Sabo. I'm flipping through like the little pictures of gameplay that they have, and it looks really cool. And it's a fighting game. I was like, wow, this looks amazing. And it's on the Xbox One. And I just got the Xbox One, which is so funny. I remember I just got it too, and I remember I had the 360 for a long time, and I was fine with having the 360. I didn't really want the newest console. Now I'm getting the newest console, but at the time I didn't really want the newest console, which was the Xbox One. But I only got it because Skylanders Imaginators was coming out only for the Xbox One. And as you know, I love Skylanders. I'm like, I gotta get it. And I was like, I just got the Xbox One. This is One Piece game. It was I can't remember if it was full price or a little cheaper. I can't. I think it was maybe a little cheaper than full price, $60. But I had enough money, so we bought it. And I was just waiting for the day to come. We have like 2 day delivery, but I think this game came after like maybe almost a week or so. But I was counting down the days. Oh, I was counting down the days to get this game. I remember I was at this school program after school, and we had a field trip to where we go. We went to we went to the water park. We went to a water park out of town. And whenever I got home, it was like raining like crazy. I ran inside. I was soaked. But before I ran inside, sorry, I said I ran inside. But before I ran inside, I saw the mail on the front porch. I ripped that joker open and it was One Piece Burning Blood. I downloaded it so quick. I love this game so much. I remember the main story mode is specifically Marineford, only Marineford. And I just got to Marineford at that time, but I wasn't done with it. I was like maybe halfway through Marineford when everybody started to really go crazy fighting. So I remember when I was playing the game, the story mode, I would play, and the cutscenes do look really good, and the game does too. It looks really beautiful. But I remember I was playing the story mode a little bit, and I'll pause and I'll watch like a couple episodes, and I'll pause and watch a couple episodes. Now I did watch Ace's death in the anime, before I got to that point in the game. Which, like, thank goodness. You know, that would have been crazy for that kind of a spoiler to be shown to me in the game. Honestly, I think I knew about Ace's death beforehand because I used to look up a bunch of One Piece stuff on my tablet, and I will always see a bunch of post time skip different. Oh, it's a cutscene. Sorry about that. There was an ad. I had to pause real quick. But anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? The Aces death. But yeah, I used to look up a bunch of like One Piece stuff on my tablet and a bunch of post time skip stuff. I had no idea what was going on or what. I didn't really know what hockey was. So Luffy arms getting black. What is happening? And just playing this game in general, I guess it did kind of spoil me on a lot of different stuff that I wasn't really up to date on, like Gear 4, because they have post time skip Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. They were doing a ton of stuff they were doing. I didn't care though. Or Sabo. I didn't really know who Sabo was, but it was just so much cool stuff to be playing this game. It was so fun. And the uniqueness with this game is also really dope too. Like they have a lot of mechanics in the game that's from the anime. Obviously, we have Logias, and they have like this little bar to it that can ward. I mean, when you hold the bar, you can't touch them at all. Eventually, the bar is going to wear out to where you can't hurt them. But if you have hockey, then you can just instantly hit them. Because okay, that's pretty cool. Or they have little character specific things to where Inaru, as we know, when he got hit with the impact dial from Wiper, he was supposed to die, but he restarted his heart with electricity. In the game, if you hit the little drum things on your back, if you hit all of them, each one of your attacks, well, you only get one time to do it, but whatever attack you do, it becomes supercharged. So he has that one ability where he shoots down a pillar of lightning when he does this, and there's only one pillar and it hits you directly. But if you have all your drums activated when he does that pillar move, it takes up the whole screen. Like the lightning just go everywhere. And also, if you die with all your drums going off, you restart your heart and you get a little bit of health back. Not too much, so it's not too broken, but you do get a tiny bit of health back. It's like little character things like that with each character. Obviously, Sanji can't hit women. Boa's ability doesn't affect Luffy. Like little things like that, which is really cool. Luffy can hit Eneru instantly because he's rubber. I think Nami has like a special thing, and in the intros, I love the outros and intros. Not anything too crazy, but I do like how if you have specific characters together. I'm gonna show that too after I'm done with the gameplay here. But if you have certain characters together, the intro kind of changes. So usually the intro and outro is just this, just like zoomed in on the character. They do a pose and they talk. Also, they have little dialogue between each other, the intros and the outros, specifically if it's like a character that knows each other. Sometimes even not a character that knows each other too well in the story, but they still talk to each other somewhat. But like I was saying with the intros, if you have a specific character that overly knows them, it changes. So like Zoro, his intro is just him standing with his swords. But if you pair him up with Sanji, then him and Sanji are both looking at each other, glaring, like, hey, I'm gonna beat this guy, get out of my way. They just arguing, classic Zoro and Sanji things. And they also have a little text box to your character, which is so dope. To where, if it's just Zoro, it says like Road over Zoro, Swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates. But when he's like arguing with Sanji, it says cats and dogs. It's like, come on. Little things like that is so funny and really cool. And in the outros, if you have a specific character, it doesn't really do anything unique like that with the outros. But still, if it's like a specific character you beat for a specific one, they do say something really cool. I never liked how you to activate your ultimate with the burst move, not the burst, but the activated when like you're awakening. You have to click on the right stick, and then to obviously do it, you have to click on the right stick. I hated that because it's like so. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. Have to like really press down on the stick. I used to think that would mess it up. That's number one. Number two, I love the ultimates in this game, but I really only really like them whenever they're in like the cool looking scene. Because right here, you're about to see whenever Sanji goes to kick the opponent, not this part, but whenever he starts to kick, like cock back his leg to really kick the opponent, a bunch of these like squiggle lines will pop up in the whole background like this. Like that looks really cool to me, but whenever the final hit goes, it goes back into this. I'm like, oh, the final hit should have just stayed like that. And the other thing that sucks about that is you can't get that every time you do your ultimate. There's little squiggle line things. Oh, I have a funny story with Nami. But the little squiggle line things that look really cool, they only show up when the opponent is like near death. To where like if you have like yeah, like you see how low the health is. So the if the ultimate attack is going to kill the opponent, that's when it does the squiggle lines. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't do the squiggle lines, which kind of sucks because the squiggle lines look really cool to me. That's all I'm saying, squiggle lines a lot, but they look really cool to me. But it kind of sucks that it doesn't show up like that. It's a 40 character base roster, which is really good because this is like the first, like, there's no Burning Blood franchise or series like Storm, like Storm 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's only this is the first game of its kind with a fighting game, and it's already had 40 characters base roster. That's pretty good. I do like that. The funny story I wanted to bring up with Nami is like I said, I used to just play Burning Blood all the time, online, or I used to just play with the AI online. I remember I first like Burning Blood is the first game I only played ranked in all the time. By the time I stopped playing Burning Blood like that on ranked, I lost so many points. I went back down to basic. I used to play ranked all the time in Burning Blood. That's like the only game I ever played ranked on seriously. That's number one. Number two, this is the first game I ever bought gold for. On the 360, I never had gold. So I didn't know really how that worked. I never really even joined the party on the 360 either. I remember when I get my Xbox One, my friends were like, "Hey, Captain Yeet, you said get into our party." I'm like, "Party what?" Like I didn't understand like the Xbox party. I was so confused. So until I had enough money to buy a mic, we had to do conference calls on the phone. But yeah, I remember I tried to play online. It wouldn't let me. I didn't know you had to pay for gold, so I used to just pay $10 every now and again to play just Burning Blood because I used to love playing it online, which is really fun. But the funny story with Nami I wanted to bring up was my little sister. We were arguing one day, and she looked up Burning Blood because she just hated. Well, I don't know if she hates anime, but she didn't. I guess maybe she hated it because I liked it. We used to argue, but I remember she was like, "Oh, this One Piece stuff looks so dumb. This is so stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." We used to argue, and she looked up Burning Blood. And as you've been seeing in the gameplay, whenever you click the right stick, the character will awaken and have the little aura pop up around them really quickly, and they do like a really quick, cool pose like this. So they do that. My sister looked up Nami's, and Nami, her base outfit, aside from I don't know why I never got any of the DLC. I got it now because I'm game sharing with my friend, but by the time I got into it, all the DLC was already out. But a lot of the DLC characters are just skins. I know. I mean, if I was in the community at the time, I would have been mad. I mean, they do have a good chunk of regular characters. Like they do have Garb, Caesar, Giltazar, which is really cool. I love Film Red. I mean, sorry, not Film Red, Film Gold. I said Film Red. X Drake dinosaur form was cool. So it sucks that some characters didn't have an actual ultimate like X Drake. He just turned to the dinosaur, and that was it. He had a few attacks in there. And then also the same thing with Sengoku, as you saw, he didn't have like an actual ultimate kill thing. He just, you're just inside of it. You still take damage, but you're just inside of that. Okay, I guess that's kind of cool. But yeah, like I was saying, my sister looked up Nami, and there was a screenshot on Google Images of specifically when Nami does the activation to awaken whenever she does the pose. And like I said, Nami's base outfit in the game is her Fishman Island outfit where she's wearing jeans, her regular heels, and a bikini top. And so my sister showed my mom that picture of her doing that pose with the bikini top and jeans, and my mom started screaming. Well, not screaming, but she yelled at me to come here. She said, "What are you playing? This what you're playing?" And my sister was smiling. I was like, "Whoa, hold up, wait a second, wait a second. That's not what she does all the time." I was like, Nami, she does that specific pose that you're looking at for like 2 seconds when you awaken. I was explaining that to her. But then my mom was like, "So, but is she wearing this?" I was like, "Yeah, that's her base outfit, but that pose that she's showing you, that she doesn't do that all the time." And my mom got mad. And she was like, "You can still play the." At first, he said you couldn't play the game anymore. I was like, "No, no, I can't. I used to love playing this game." And there's so many support characters. My go-to was Roger because you get instant burning. It was Laboon because you get double sealed, and then Dorian Bragi because you get double damage when you get so low. That used to be my go-to. That was my go-to all the time. But anyway, there's a lot of support characters. It's a lot. You get support characters, they could do different stuff. I really only really use health or damage or shield, but there are a few other ones that do like debuffs to you, like poison and other things like that. I remember there was this one. What's his name? Was it? I forget who it was, but they can turn you invisible. And they probably Absalom. That's probably the one that turned you invisible. I never fought against that online. I never used it. I was just playing with the AI, 9 versus 9, and then the AI used no, I used the invisibility thing. I just did random, and I was like, "What in the world? Where am I?" I was so confused. I never did that before. I just clicked it just to click it. But yeah, at first my mom was like, "You can't play the game at all." I was like, "At all?" Oh no! I was so upset. I was getting so sad. I'm like, no, I gotta keep playing this game. I used to love playing the pirate flag battle things. Those are really cool. I used to hate when I got an actual player. I used to only really like to, yo, some characters did. So I'm rambling, but some characters did ridiculous damage for no reason. Like Bon Clay did so much damage for no reason. Jinbei would. Buggy, whenever he did that one move where he, cuts himself up into pieces, flies you sky high, and slams you on the down, slams you on the ground, that used to do ridiculous damage. Like some characters in this game, the damage scaling was ridiculous. I know people were so mad online. But sorry, let me get back into the story. At first, he was like, "You can't play the game at all." I was like really mad about that, and we were going back and forth. So then she said, "Okay, you can play the game, but you can't use Nami." Now I was like 50-50 on it because Nami, she's not exactly the best character in the game. I like using her sometimes because she's kind of unique, but she's not really the best character in the game like that or anything. So I was like, okay, but I mean, would like to use Nami. One thing I love to do was to go into, player versus AI or com, and I just love to do random on my side for all 9 characters, and on the AI side, also do random on the support characters. I just used to love to do that to see who I would get and to see who I would get and to see if I would be able to not finish, but yeah, actually, yeah, that's the word. To see if I could be able to finish the match with whatever garbage characters or good characters I get, to see what kind of character combinations I get. And one day, when I did that, I think Nami was like either the second row or the first row. I saw Nami. Oh no, I saw Nami because I used to close my eyes whenever I saw both teams on both sides, and then I won't see who I have until the intros start to go by. The intros were going, and Nami pops up. I'm like, wait, is he my character or the enemy? She's my character. Oh no. Okay, sorry about that. I thought it was an ad, but it was just at the end of the video where it said like and subscribe. I thought it was an ad though. This video was made by Clock Cage. This is all the DLC characters, ultimates. And I thought it was kind of cool. Sabo had a cool, but some of the DLC was just Luffy. Most of it was just outfits, and then some of it was just Luffy in different outfits. I'm like, why is this deal? Why is this taking up DLC slots? I know people were mad back in the day, but anyway, um. Yeah, the intros were going on, and I had Nami. I was like, Nami? Oh no, bro. I kept looking out my door because so no one would see me. I'll have to hurry up and either have her die or have to hurry up and like just finish the game. I just need to finish the game. This is ridiculous. One other story I have online, I was fighting this one dude. We were in our own lobby, and we were going back to back to back. We did like maybe 10 or so battles, and they were like really, really close. I remember he won most of them because he was like he knew some combos I've never seen before, and he also had the DLC. I used to like using Law and Kid and Zoro a lot, and Luffy pre time skip and post time skip. But he had the post. He I mean not the post time skip Law. I mean he did, but he had the DLC Law that had radio knife and stuff. I had no idea how those moves worked. He used to do combos I ain't never seen before, boy. And was that DLC? Was that a mod that made the character portraits and the little things look different? I used to love whenever I kill a character, they go flying off to the side and hit the background. There's a lot of cool stages in here besides Marineford. Those have the most stages, but as you see, they have the Dofi Coliseum. They have the really big area in Dressrosa. They have Fishman Island. They have the Drum Island Castle in the snow. What else? They have the Going Merry deck, which is really cool when you get blown into the ocean whenever the attack goes crazy enough. Like, they had a lot of cool stages. But anyway, well, I forget what was that. Was I talking about Nami? I was talking about the Nami that was like, "To hurry up and beat this." Oh no, the online thing. Sorry, yeah, we were going crazy. He was showing me combos I ain't never seen before. And eventually there was like this little text chat thing. And he said, no use Logia. Like don't use any Logia characters. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And he picked a Logia when we loaded in. I'm like, what? What was the point of telling me no Logia and you picked a Logia? I'm gonna have to go to the next video because this video is about to end. Okay, I'm back. This video is made by Jason Polo. I think I'm saying that right, Jason Polo, and these are all like the intros and unique intros. Like I said, they'll just usually be just one character, but sometimes there'll be like multiple characters that had a unique thing. All of them are arguing about who will be the captain, as we know. And like this would be cool. And they'll like have little text boxes of who you are, or if it's like unique one like this, they'll say Flower, Ghost, Freak, or like the Weakling Trio, which is the next one. Like that was so cool. But yeah, he said no Logia, and he picked the Logia. Oh, like what? What is this? Well, another time, like I said, I used to play ranked on this game. Oh yeah, I got 100% this game. Obviously, it took me a little while, but I have 100% this game. But I remember I used to play ranked all the time on this game. And when I used to play ranked, I remember I got up to like gold A1 or I think I was B. I was like close to getting to like the top of the. Oh yeah, this was the one Zoro and Sanji arguing. But it was like what was it? I forget the ranked thingies I know I was gold something, and I know if I beat this one guy I was playing that was higher than me, I would have got even higher than him. So we were playing around. I mean, yo, it was looking like the anime. We were going crazy on each other. It was a good max. It was a really good max. But what sucked about it was I was able to get my ultimate off at the very end. At the very end, I got my ultimate off and it hit him. And it was going to kill him too. Like right before Luffy did the final hit, it was going to kill him. And my screen went black. And I'm like, what happened? I thought I lagged out or something. But no. It said the opponent left the max and it didn't give me any of the points from technically winning. I mean, even if my ultimate didn't kill him, or the time ran out. Like I think the time was almost running out. I would have won because I had a good chunk of health left on my last character, but he left the max. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! And I didn't. I took a break off One Piece Burning Blood for like one day. I didn't want to take a break for too long, but it was like for one day. I was like, are you serious? He left? Oh my goodness. I was so upset. You guys have no idea how mad I was. Like, I could have got to the higher echelon and ranked. And then he had to leave. And then after I took that break, that's when I just started winning and losing, losing and losing, winning and like it was just like so much stupidness, man. Like I was so mad. But oh, that was ridiculous. I was so upset. You guys have no idea. There was a lot of cool combos I used to do, like with Ace. I'll fly over to you and do the spin disc move. I did remember I fought against a few um aces that was like strong world sanctions. Oh my goodness, those gun moves they had or the flame wall. Those things used to do mad damage, and they just like spam them because which is kind of wild that they made a fighting game like this. But there's no cooldowns on it. You can guard break and stuff with this like YBAX, but there's no cooldowns on this game, which is kind of wild to me. I don't know why they didn't do that. So you can just keep on clicking. I mean, obviously, if you do it, the character can sidestep and hit you. But technically, you can just keep clicking R. No, it was LB and then whatever button. Keep clicking it and keep doing gum gum gallon over and over, or pistol, or if someone has a projectile, they can just keep on doing it because there's no cooldown on any of the abilities. The only cooldown that you have is your hockey and your logia. At the very top, there's like this blue bar, like I said, and you hold that, you can do extra damage with boosting yourself with hockey. But every time you do an attack, it goes down. And you can't use hockey anymore. Or like a logia, if the character doesn't have hockey, they'll just hit you. The attacks will go right through you. But eventually, with them doing that, it's gonna go down, down, downer, and then you're gonna lose your logia. So that's the only cooldown you have is that. Besides from that, you can just keep on doing it. You can just keep on doing it just to do it, which is kind of wild. Okay, these are just mainly just the one character thing. So I'm gonna go to a different video that's gonna show some more fighting and gameplay because that's what you want to see, right? This is more just them talking. I doubt you're reading the text is going by really quickly. And once there was, oh, actually, I'm pausing. Okay, here we go. This video is made by Storm Master. This is basically all the ultimates, but also all the unique abilities that each character has. Um, but yeah, that makes it already. I've seen a lot of gameplay that has the burning gauge off to the side look different, and also the character portrait. Yeah, I mentioned that already. I mentioned. I wish this game had dubbed. It didn't have dub. I wish it did have dub. I bought every. Actually, yeah. Actually, before I ended, also some of the cutscenes and story mode. The cutscenes do look really beautiful and good. I don't know. Sorry, I was gonna say I don't know why, but that's not important to what I was talking about. I remember when I sold this game off to my friends, they didn't have like Luffy's pre-time skip ultimate, only because at the very end you saw he did Gear 3. They left the Gear 3 fist look really weird. I was like, it doesn't look too weird. I guess the arm kind of looks bends in a weird way whenever he goes to punch. But other than that, I thought it looked cool. But yeah, they didn't really like that. They used to love using Smoker and Kizaru. One friend used to just love spamming Kizaru's what's it called? His laser attack. He used the laser kick. He used to love spamming that. Another one loved to use pre-time skip smoker, which pre-time skip and post-time skip are the same thing. There's really no differences in their gameplay. So I don't know why they're taking up two different slots. Or do they take up? I think they do take up two different slots. Some characters do have skins. Mainly, some of them have skins in. DLC, like with the film Gold. They have the exact same techniques and everything, but it's just a different skin. Other characters have skin just in the game. I think specifically, I know the admirals do. Most of the admirals, I know the main three do. It's just a little toggle. It's just a post time skip design. That don't look too different. But yeah, just a little toggle looks like it. Gear 4th Luffy, I don't know why they made him a regular character you can play as in DLC, especially since that one ability he has, the wasn't it the Kong rifle or the Python? No, no, sorry, Python. That's that's Snake Man. Oh yeah, that too. I forget. Some awakenings look a little different if they're low health too, or if you're low health. But yeah, yeah, what was I saying? Yes, some of the DLC. I mean, this DLC, he has that one move. That one specifically, you can just spam since there's no cooldown, and it breaks guards. It breaks all guards instantly, which is so stupid. So whenever a character online goes Gear 4, they can just go right through it, which is so ridiculous. I was in the community when this game was coming out. Yeah, yeah, that move specifically. I was in the community when this game was coming out. I would have been going crazy. There hasn't been any confirmation for Burning Blood 2. I used to always look that up for Burning Blood 2, but no, they haven't confirmed that. I wish they would though, man. I would love a Burning Blood 2. And this is made by the same people that made Jump Force and Sparking, where you can tell some of the same abilities are in Jump Force and stuff. But I really wish another One Piece fighting game would come out. Because this is the last One Piece fighting game we had since 2016. This is the 10th anniversary too. I'm so glad I'm doing this on the 10th anniversary. But yeah, this is the last fighting game we had. Because after this, we had Pirate Warriors 4, we had One Piece Odyssey. Pirate Warriors 4 has been getting DLC up until this year. They just stopped. We haven't had an announcement for any new. The last new One Piece game was Odyssey, which was like 23, I think, 2023. But yeah, oh no, 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 sorry. We also had World Seeker after this too. I almost forgot about almost forgot about World Seeker. But yeah, but Odyssey came out after that, which was 23. We haven't had anything because Pirate Warriors is just DLC. So hopefully the next One Piece game is a fighter because we haven't had a fighter in so long, and I really hope there's dub in the game because we haven't had dub in any One Piece game actually, which really sucks. Hopefully they have dub in this game. Yeah, some of the DLC characters, the ultimates are the same, but some of the techniques are a little different like that. There was another thing I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, actually, can someone please help me out with this? So all the wanted poster missing, there's like these missions you can do for like some side content, and beside from the pirate flag thing. So the wanted posters are these missions with specific conditions. I got S rank on all of them, besides from one. There's a lot of them, but there's only this one specific one I don't have an S rank for. I don't know what it wants me to do. I remember it so vividly. It was like you can only use it said keep your distance from the opponent, and you can only use one ranged attack, only one. And you have to keep your distance from the opponent. So I'm like, okay, that seems fair. So I remember I was ace and I charged up attack with the fire fist. Who did so much damage? But remember, I did that one time to him, and I let the time run out. I lost. So then I used to just beat up the opponent a little bit of good time with melee attacks. Do one range attack on them. I'll back it up. I did it in a few different ways, scenarios, like I'm mentioning, and I will always get like a B or C or A. Like I wouldn't get the S. I'm like, what does it want me to do? And I can't get my ultimate because they're gonna hit me. I gotta keep my distance, and I can't let the time run out. So I don't know. One time I just beat him up as hard as I could. I just one range attack. I killed him. Still nothing. I'm like, what does this game want me to do? That's the only thing. Like, thank goodness that I didn't need to do that to get my ultimate. I mean, get my ultimate. Sorry, I was saying that 'cause I'm looking at Nami. Thank goodness I didn't need to do that to get 100% of the game because I don't know what it wanted me to do. I'm like, what? What is it? Somebody please tell me. 'Cause if I find out what, I'm getting back into the game and I'm getting that S rank. 'Cause that's the only missing I don't have an S rank for. I get S rank on every single thing and max character level. Well, I guess besides from the DLC, I haven't played a DLC like that. But max character level for every single thing besides from him. Oh my good. Oh no, Robin. Robin used to annoy me to fight with because that one move she had that can just break your guard. It grabs you and she does the clutch. That did a lot of damage. And whenever she had the hands pop up on the ground, they will always catch me and they'll spin me around, throw me in the air. I'd land, clutch. I was like, get me so mad. Or Kuma, he has that ability to pop you away. Now, if you have multiple characters still alive, you just switch out to a different character. But if you don't, then that's an instant KO. And it can also get you out of an ultimate. That's happened to me once or twice. Um, Crocodile, I do like how whenever you go into his awakening, he takes off the gold hook and he has the poison hook from the anime and manga. That is cool and it does poison damage. That is dope. I do like that. That one attack Akainu has used to mess me up every now and again. Whenever he'll go underground and he'll pop out and do red dog on you, that used to get me a good amount of times. Not Akainu, Aokiji. He has that one move where he makes those spears and throw it at you. But if you jump in the air and you do it, you can make multiple. 'Cause I think if you do it on the ground, you do. Oh yeah, that I remember that. That was cool. Um, but if you do it on the ground, he makes like two. But if you jump in the air and you do it, he does like four or five. That that's really cool. Like, little unique things you can do if you keep clicking the button. And I didn't notice either with Smoker that one move when he does both his fists and he makes the smoke on you. You can't move. I used to always just hit you once and then that's what happened. I love the flurry. Oh, sorry, I hit my camera. The flurry move he have was cool, but that one move when he just hits you and you can't move. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know if you keep clicking B. Oh yeah, Sanji. You know, you can't hit women, so it's just the hearts. But yeah, that one move specifically, if you just keep clicking B or whatever button it was, he'll reel you in, and it would go slow motion. He'll about to punch you, and then boom on the ground. That was funny. I used to hate fighting as Chopper or playing as him. I just never really liked how Chopper played. I knew he had to be in the game. Obviously, he's a main straw hat. He doesn't not gonna not have main straw hat in the game, but still, I just did not like playing as Chopper. Ooh. And Doflamingo, I did like that one move. I never figured out how to do that one combo where he jumps in the air and the strings go everywhere. But I know if you do Parasite and you keep clicking it, it throws the opponent in the air and he shoots a few bullets at you. That's cool. Or you can get the support that hits you. One of their supports. There's so much cool little things in this game, which is so dope. And extra man, oh my! You know what? I'm actually play this game again when I'm done. I'm gonna actually play this game again when I'm done recording because this game was so much fun. I loved it. I love this so much. I didn't have had anybody to play with. So I used to just play by myself. Oh, actually, yeah. Before I end it, I do want to bring up this one funny story. I have a T-shirt. It's over to the side. I can actually grab it really quickly. But I have a T-shirt in I think it's Myrtle Beach or Virginia. There's this spray paint place that can spray paint a T-shirt for you, and I got them to spray paint Luffy up there. It looks really good. And they have the words Captain Yeet next to it, which is so dope. I got like two different shirts like that. And I hung it up in my room as like a poster 'cause I thought it looked so cool. My nephew, he used to always see the shirt with Captain Yeet on it every time he came into my room. So a lot of the time, whenever I play Burning Blood, it'd be so funny. I'll be using Luffy a lot. Whenever I use Luffy, he'll look at it and he'll go, "Hey, Captain Yeet." He'll look at the TV. He'll go, "Captain Yeet." I'm like, oh no, 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 that's Luffy. He said, no, Captain Yi. Like he'll always call Luffy Captain Yi because he'll see my T-shirt. I thought that was so funny. I remember my sister's boyfriend when he came over and brought my nephew. Me, we were playing Burning Blood. I wasn't trying to be a toxic or anything. I wasn't like spanking him, but obviously I was winning. I was winning. He said, "Woof, you know how to play this, don't you? I can't do none of this. It's too much on the screen for me." He plays more like Call of Duty stuff like that. Well, no, actually, I remember he played in Famous one time. Yeah. He plays in Famous. So I remember he does play little games like this. Well, not like this, but he did play in Famous a lot. Okay. Let me pause it and find a video with the cutscenes in it, and then I'll also find a video. Also I gotta grab my T-shirt, and then we'll be done. Actually, you know what I'll do? Instead of finding a video, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, I just booted up the game so I can just show the cutscenes from the game. But yeah, this is the one missing. You need to keep your distance in battle when using ranged attack at least one time. So I have to win. I guess I'll try it out later. But man, I really hope I can get this. I might just play it one time just to see if I can get it. But yeah, I got S rank on every single mission and wanted besides from that one. This is specifically just this one. But I'm telling the truth because when I go here, see, gold, gold. That means I got S on every single one besides from that. Oh man, that's like just bothers me so much. Hopefully I can get it. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, wait a second, why don't I just show the cutscenes of my game? So I don't have to show another thing. Where is it? Where is it? Uh, user data. Where is it? Actually, I got to pause again. Oh, here we go. I just found the cut. I guess it was in transponders now. That's not. I don't know why I didn't just click that when I was just flying through. But yeah, it's in transponders. I'm like, yeah, I was like, I can just boot up the game and just show the cutscenes in here. I don't have to like find another video randomly. I can just do that, which is really cool. But oh yeah, have you guys ever seen that commercial? Probably, you know, if you're watching this video. Have you ever seen that commercial with it's like live action with the One Piece characters? I don't know if that was like the official reveal for this game. I don't think it was. I think I seen the commercial for it. But I remember I saw this commercial when I was looking at One Piece Burning Blood stuff, where it showed Crocodile and Inaru running around Japan, just causing havoc, and then Luffy jumped in to attack them to stop them. That looked dope. That looked really cool. I like that cutscene. I mean, the cutscene. I like that commercial. That was really cool. But yeah, this is just the cutscene looked really good. I mean, it's a little generic with some of the characters and stuff, but it looks nice. It looks really nice. So after this, I guess I'll guess that's about it with One Piece Burning Blood. I guess I'll actually. I think I know what that commercial is. 'Cause I know I definitely liked it. So yeah, let me go find that commercial. Here's just a simple cutscene. Hey, sorry about that. I completely forget I had the volume on. I was just watching some videos really quickly. But that's about everything I have for One Piece Burning Blood. It's a fighting game that I love because it's One Piece and it's a fighting game. I used to play this all the time back in middle school. I remember one time it was snowing. I was playing in the snow. I came back inside and my hands were freezing. I didn't have gloves on. And I couldn't click the buttons as quickly as I wanted to. And I'm like, what's going on? That was like the first time that ever happened to me. I'm like, what is happening? I can't do what I need to do. I was so confused. I remember another time I went to GameStop and I saw like a little display to play a demo of Burning Blood. I was like, what? No way. I've never seen that before. That used to surprise me all the time. Yeah, but that's everything with One Piece Burning Blood. I wish they'd come up with another One Piece fighting game one day. I know this in June we have the Xbox Showcase at Summer Game Fest. There's probably gonna be a PlayStation one announced soon, so hopefully we have another one announced soon. If it's not Burning Blood 2, then just another one in general, because I would like to play another One Piece fighting game. Because we haven't had one for 10 years. That's crazy. It's been 10 years since the last time that we had a One Piece fighting game. After this, World Seeker, Pirate Warriors 4, and Odyssey. Man, anything since Odyssey, man. So I guess we'll see what happens. So like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think all of them be woman human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye bye. That was perfect timing. It was all the tech. That was perfect timing. That was hilarious. But yes, do I want to end on Usopp? I don't know if I really want to end on Usopp, but I don't know. Oh, that one ability he has, that like the little things that pop up on you after he shoots you with. I hated that, especially if I fought one online. That was ridiculous. Who's the next character after Usopp? Sanji, okay, I don't know Sanji. That's my boy. No, there was this one combo I tried to do all the time. It was like I didn't because it was like you skywalk, you do a combo, and you do the multiple hit attack. Then you do the attack that does the charge kick and it breaks the guard. And then you do the other like combining all his abilities. I could not do. I did it like one time and I clipped it, but Xbox takes away your clips after like a month or so, which sucks. So I lost that clip. Oh yeah, One Piece Burning Blood was the very first game I ever made a clip on. I didn't know how to make clips, and I clicked it by accident, and I clipped some really cool stuff. That was like the very first game I ever took a screenshot clip on, or just a clip in general, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, but that's about it. I'm gonna go into 40 minutes. I'm gonna go into 40 minutes. But all right, see ya. Bye bye.